Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. Don't feel bad for not wanting to be the cleanup man. Don't feel bad for it. Now, I haven't talked about the cleanup man in years. I'm going to tell you what. First of all, a cleanup man is that guy who's helping that woman to heal from a bad relationship. And sometimes you could be the rebound man or something. She done got dogged by some guy, so she want that good guy or something. And you that legitimate good guy. She tired of dealing with all those bad boys or those players or something, so she grabbed you. But you know what? You might know something about her. And you like, you know what? I don't want to do that. In fact, you look her dead in the eye and tell her you don't want to do that. Because especially if you're a good man. Because the men who are usually slated to be cleanup men are legitimately good men. They ain't out here trying to be player. And they usually got some stuff going on. They ain't getting in trouble. They can never be called a bad boy. In fact, they've never even cheated on a woman or something like that. They legitimately good men. But you don't always have to clean up the mess somebody else made. And it could be two things. It could be two major things that she bringing. Like she could be that fine woman with those nice breasts, that nice butt dunk and those thick thighs which save lives. Yeah, she could be all of that. But still her mind is messed up. Or she might have lost a lot of, she might have put on a lot of weight. She ain't fine like she used to be. Like that's a common one, in fact. The woman fine when she like 22, but when she 32, she done put on all that weight. She ain't fine. She don't got that nice sexy shape like she used to. But then she calling you up because then it's those situations where you were trying to deal with her when she was 22. She didn't want to deal with you. You were too nerdy for her. You were too good a guy for her. She wanted to have fun. In fact, I've heard some women even say that. They would tell some guy, or even some guys tell me, they had some women say, well, I'll deal with you later. I want to have my fun now. Look, you don't have to do that. You're a good man, shoot. Because one, you don't have to deal with that woman. Two, there's some good women out there. There is some very good women out there. And my thing is, as a good man, look for them. Man, I know it's tough. Because sometimes they ain't the sexiest women, or they ain't wearing those like 5-inch heels or something like that, wearing those more sensible clothes. But remember, you ranking according to what you have. And you might just say, you know what? I don't want to deal with that woman. She got all that baggage and everything. Or I don't want to deal with that woman. She ain't as fine as I would like her to be. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because women doing the same exact thing. Women know they ain't getting, they know that they were dealing with all those bad boys because for whatever reason those dudes were fine to them, or whatever they found sexually attractive. And I'm going to tell you something else too. You deal with some of those women who really got traumatized, dogged over. Trust me, you probably ain't going to save them anyway. What they probably need in most cases is some serious therapy. They probably need some serious therapy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let them do it. Let them do it. Because what happens, what's needed out here, more the good men and the good women need to start finding each other. More, and you know, if you're a good woman watching this, you don't feel bad if you're not that clean-up woman. That guy got dogged over or something, you like, I don't want to deal with that. Good men and women need to find each other. But since this is mostly men on this channel, I'm talking about the cleanup man. That woman done got dogged over. That woman, she got all this stuff. That woman might have some children that you don't want to deal with. You don't want to deal with. She got those children by that bad dude and those some badass kids. You don't want to deal with that. Don't feel bad, because sometimes women like that, they will try to make that man feel bad. They say, oh, you don't want to deal with that. Oh, you don't want to deal with, oh, you don't want to deal with that. So it'd be like, look at her, be like, yeah, nah. Don't be sending me those texts talking about, hey, big head. And you get some women like that, especially as they get older. They all of a sudden, especially they get older, like when before the age of 27, and you know they want to have fun. They want to deal with all those bad boys, party and everything. But then they get serious, start looking for those husband types. And I've heard several women talk about that. They'll say, nah, he a husband type. I'll get with him later. Screw that. You ain't waiting around. You ain't waiting around. If you that good man, you ain't waiting around. You're looking for a good woman. A good woman. And like I said, she might not be wearing those 5-inch heels, might be wearing those sensible shoes, might not be wearing those tight old clothes, might be a little loose. But that's what you're about. Because think about it like this. As I always say, your main relationship is with yourself. You have to take care of yourself before anybody else. And you know you didn't get in trouble. And you weren't trying to dog women. And shoot, you might watch videos like this, but you ain't trying to be player. Or anybody saying it. You trying to be a good man. You trying to get that good wife. You trying to get that good family. You want to be the father in those cases. Because let me talk a little bit about that. Because you get plenty of women who feel like some other man should raise their children. It was like, well, you should have had your children with that man. Because it's not always the children are good. There are plenty of cases where the children, they don't like that stepfather. They giving him hell. And indeed, even some cases where the actual father, the biological father, he's still coming in there expect he going to tap it. Because that's some real talk right there. Once a man gets with a woman, he think he can get with her again. And there's been some cases, plenty of cases where a good man coming there, he being that cleanup man, he doing something, but the children don't respect him. So I'm like, okay, I can understand why a man wouldn't want to deal with that. And yeah, there's some cases too where the children might respect him, but then they might not. You rolling your dice either way. So, I mean, look, if you don't want to be that cleanup man, if you don't want to, you want that good woman. Like I said, there's plenty of good women out there. It's all you have to do is just change your mindset and look for them. And nah, they might not be as outwardly sexy as some of these other women who having the fun in the parties and all that, but they still good women. I would say that. And if you ain't trying to be a cleanup man, don't feel bad for it. Don't feel guilty. You just not trying to do it. And I don't think if you don't want to, you don't want to. You have no obligation to do that. Especially and I would say this especially to the good guys out there who weren't trying to be player, weren't doing the bad stuff, were working hard trying to build something for their lives and a future wife. Don't feel bad. You don't have to clean up somebody else's mess, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I want y'all to really think about this. And like I really do mean there are really some good women out there. Just pay attention. Get your mind to the points you want to deal with them, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now, and I'll get back with you. Peace and blessings.